Hello bookworms! So it's been a little while since I have been able to make videos because there's been a lot of things that are going on. So the video that I'm doing today is going to be my horrific October TBR, and it's horrific because it's just full of horror because October, obviously. But before I get into the things that I'm planning on reading, I'm just gonna give you a little update on stuff because I feel like I have to explain my absence because I feel bad and I love you guys and I appreciate that you watch my videos and I don't want to seem like I just disappeared for nothing. So end of July through August, I don't know what happened, but I just had the worst headaches in the world. I still have no idea what the cause of them was, but it was really terrible. And I could not focus on reading. I couldn't do anything. I would get home from work, eat dinner, and I would have to go to sleep. And I was also just exhausted. I slept so much, and no matter how much I slept, I still felt like I didn't sleep at all. And I've never had that happen to me in my entire life. So it was just a really weird, strange time. And I did read a bunch of graphic novels because they're shorter and easier to take breaks from, but I didn't really get to read as many of the books that I wanted to read because I just couldn't. I could sort of read them, but I would rather save them and read them when I know that I can fully immerse myself in them and appreciate them and just, get more out of them than I would have if I would have read them during that time. So that happened. And then second of all, which is the most exciting thing ever, is that I got engaged. I'm so excited. So my fiance, Andrew, now I get to call him my fiance. We have been busy planning a wedding because most people plan their wedding a year out, but we're not doing that. And we are aiming to get married in May. So we really don't have that much time. And we have been devoting a lot of time to different stuff involving wedding stuff. And I'm going to leave links down below to exactly how he proposed to me, because I think that a lot of you will love it, because I'm just gonna say that it was a 7-day Harry Potter themed engagement, and I'm sure that has your attention, so I'll leave that down below because it was honestly just the greatest thing in the world, and I never in my life expected anything like that, but that just goes to show how perfect he is and how much he knows me, and oh my gosh, I'm just so happy. So anyway, now that I am done with updating you on my horrible headaches and my wonderful engagement, I am going to tell you all of the books that I'm planning on reading in October to get myself really into the Halloween spirit. So this morning I started Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake, and there's a good chance that by the time I finish this video, I will have finished this book already. It's really, really good so far, and I haven't even read that much of it, but it kind of gives me a supernatural type vibe because it's about this guy who's basically a ghost hunter, and he took over for his father. He's following in his footsteps, and he's traveling all around to different places, moving constantly and getting rid of all of the ghosts that are in those places. And then he gets this one tip from somebody that is a ghost enthusiast about this one ghost that's named Anna, and it piques his interest, and he decides to follow that lead and go to Anna's town and try to get rid of her once and for all. And the reason that she's called Anna Dressed in Blood is because she was a very young girl at the time that she died, and I believe she was going to prom or something at her high school, and she was found killed, and she was wearing a white dress, and it was covered in blood stains, so they call her Anna Dressed in Blood. This is actually a duology, so there's a second one. I don't have the second one in my TBR right now, but there's a good chance that I will read it, judging on how much I really, really am liking this one so far. The next book that I'm planning on reading is Amber House, and this is by Kelly Moore, Tucker Reed, and Larkin Reed. That's interesting. I didn't read the bottom until right now, but it says I was almost 16 the first time my grandmother died. So I guess her grandmother died multiple times, but from what I gathered from the back of this book, it sounds like this girl comes from a wealthy family, and they own an estate in Maryland called the Amber House. And as soon as she sets foot into the house, she's able to kind of have visions of all of the past things that have occurred there. And those visions lead her to have lots of questions about the people that she sees in them and different objects that she finds. And I am not really sure where it's going to go from there. I'm guessing she's going to be trying to like solve that mystery, but it's supposed to be on the scarier side, and obviously like that house looks pretty terrifying. I'll like move it a little closer so that you can see it, but like it looks like there's a huge maze just to get to the house. So if that's not scary, I don't know what is. Then next I have a book that I am really looking forward to starting, because this is one of the series that I have been wanting to read before the year ends, and that is Susan Dennard's Something Strange and Deadly series. This is kind of like a Victorian zombie story, which just sounds fascinating. Like there's this girl, and I guess there's some kind of like apocalyptic type thing happening, but it's set in like a Victorian era. There's like a war going on, and her brother passes away, and she's just like dealing with all this stuff. And then there's news all of a sudden that all of the people in Philadelphia that have died seem to be rising. So it's like a zombie story that's happening. And then one of these like zombie officers comes to her and hand delivers her a letter from her brother who's dead. So obviously she is gonna go out and like try to find him and try to see what's going on, and if he died and wrote her a letter, maybe he is still coherent and not like these other zombies. I don't know. I'm like just totally speculating here because I've put a lot of thought into this one. So this is actually a trilogy, and again, like if I am in love with the first one, then there's a good chance that I will just continue reading the series because I just want to squeeze in all of the horror that I possibly can. The next book that I have to read is the second book in a series. It is called The Madness Underneath by Maureen Johnson. It's part of the Shades of London series. I read the first book like 2 years ago now, and it scared me, and I really liked it, and I have no idea why I didn't read the second one yet. Maybe I was just waiting for a month like this where it made sense. Hopefully I'll enjoy it as much as I did the first one. I don't want to say anything about the plot because I don't want to give away anything from the first book, which is called The Name of the Star, and that is a Jack the Ripper type story, which is so good. And speaking of Jack the Ripper, the last book that I have in my October TBR is called Ripper, and it is about a series of murders that start happening in New York City, and you have just to suspend a little bit of belief here because apparently there is one teenage boy who's the only boy in New York who happens to connect these murders to the Jack the Ripper murders. Don't know why an entire police department wouldn't be able to see the connection, but anyway, I am really hoping that this will be good. As I said, I do really enjoy Jack the Ripper stories, so it will be interesting to read about one that is set in my own city. Yeah. Oh, and this is by Stefan Petruka. I'm not going to say the author's name in this video because I can't. So that is everything that I have on my October TBR for October, and I'm really looking forward to celebrating Halloween. I just love like everything that goes along with it. I also have like a long list of movies of things that I want to watch because I really like horror movies. And oh my god, have you seen any of the trailers for Crimson Peak? Because it looks phenomenal, and like I need to see it the day that it comes out because it's going to be perfect. Like it looks so scary but so great. And I also want to rewatch Cabin in the Woods. And then next weekend I am going pumpkin and apple picking, and I'm going back to this place that I went to last year that I really liked, so I'm also really looking forward to doing that. I actually made a list of things that I wanted to do in August, and I will leave a link to that blog post as well because it was like my first time using Photoshop and I'm a little bit proud of it. But I would love to know what you guys are doing for autumn, the things that you're doing to get, you know, into the spirit, and tell me about all of like the pumpkin spice lattes you've been drinking maybe, or if you hate them, love them. Have you tried the new toasted graham latte? I did and I really liked it. But yes, so I'm sorry. I feel like I've been kind of like rambling a little bit, but it's just because I'm like so excited to be back making videos and to be feeling good, and just everything that's going on is great, and I just want to talk to everyone. So I hope that you're all doing so well, and I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!